Hey everyone, me Kevin here, coming to you from outside of the New York Stock Exchange, where we will be ringing the bell at 4 p.m. on Friday, and we've got to talk about potentially Elon Musk no longer being the CEO of Tesla. Quick note that Friday at 5 p.m. we'll also do a meetup outside the New York Stock Exchange. I'll post more details likely tomorrow, exactly where and all the good stuff. You're welcome to come. No RSVP needed, just feel free to show up and we'll get to meet you there. So that way it's officially met Kevin. Anyway, so Ping West, whom a lot of people say is kind of like a FUD reporter for Tesla, and may have not done the best at translating, as some people are saying, is potentially now reporting that Elon Musk is looking to find a new CEO for Tesla, and that individual may have already been chosen. It says here that sources close to Tesla China told Ping West that Zhu's work ethic is very similar to Musk's, has almost no personal life, and is demanding of subordinates, and that this individual can now sleep in gigafactories on behalf of Elon Musk. So Elon Musk no longer apparently has to do that. Instead, he can sleep on the floor over at Twitter. Now, this is leading to a lot of rumors about, wait a minute, is this true? Is this nonsense? What's actually going on here, and what are the implications of this? What does it mean for Tesla stock? Well, I'm going to provide, obviously, my opinion on that in just a moment. But apparently, Zhu Zitong, some folks are reporting, I don't know, I can't verify this, but has potentially already been in the United States for a couple months. Some are saying he already has some form of foreign citizenship. We're not sure if that's Australian or if that's an American citizenship. We have no idea. Some folks are saying that this is probably fake news, although Elon Musk has not come out to deny it. And I have to say, Elon Musk is pretty dang quick at shutting down any kind of fake news. Not always, but, if the New York Times brings it out, he seems to be pretty fast at shutting him down. He calls them fake news pretty often. It's kind of like he's filled in for Donald Trump a little bit in terms of bashing the New York Times. Other folks say this seems far-fetched and very unlikely. For example, Gary Black, friend of mine, says Elon said in court a few weeks ago that he planned to hire a Twitter CEO, and therefore he's suggesting that, well, if Elon Musk suggested hiring a Twitter CEO, he'll remain as CEO of Tesla, therefore, right? So let me add my opinion on this. So my take on this is Elon Musk has been very clear in the past. He doesn't actually want to be the CEO. Think about what a CEO does. A CEO has to deal with all the legal complaints, has to deal with signing off on all the financials. The buck stops with them on all of the busy work, all the paperwork, all the legal work, the SEC work. Every decision has to be signed, well, almost every decision, with the exception of things that their attorneys or subordinates can obviously sign off on. Most of these busy work decisions end up stopping at the CEO's desk. And it takes away from what Elon Musk has previously lamented, his ability to be intellectually free and think about research, focus on research and development, focus on batteries, focus on robotics and the innovation that actually made Tesla what it is. He believes that being the CEO, doing that sort of busy work, takes away from his opportunity to actually come up with more innovation. So when folks say, oh no, if Elon Musk steps down, he's stepping down to spend more time at Twitter, that might be true in the short term. I actually don't believe in the long term it makes very much of a difference for Tesla. Personally, I think the Tesla thesis is only damaged in the short term by Twitter drama. The more Twitter drama we have, we've spoken about this before, the more Twitter drama we have, the more the thesis for Tesla looks broken, when in fact, nothing's really changed. Sure, Tesla demand in China might be faltering, but so is demand for Bentley. And yeah, was that unexpected? Absolutely. Is it really a game changer for the next 2 to 5 years for Tesla? No, absolutely not. The growth story is, in my opinion, still intact. We're getting to 2.1 million vehicles. We're getting to 4 million vehicles. We're getting to 5 million vehicles. Then we get a Cybertruck and potentially a lower-priced vehicle. And maybe that's when it starts becoming time to diversify, unless, of course, then we start introducing robotics or full self-driving. That's actually to the point where now Tesla can release a vehicle that doesn't even need a steering wheel, right? These are obviously all down-the-road decisions to be made. But in the near term, does it make sense to say, oh, Tesla's not all of a sudden going to still grow EPS by a 40+% year over year just because of some softness in China or because potentially Elon Musk isn't the CEO? No, in my opinion, it's complete nonsense. Doesn't really change the thesis for Tesla whatsoever. Now, I want to be very clear because, some folks say, hey, but I mean, Kevin, obviously, if the markets come down 50% on Tesla this year, clearly, the recession theory doesn't work for Tesla. And the problem here is Tesla hasn't really had the opportunity to prove their ability to show their 40 to 50% EPS growth yet, because in Q2 you had the Shanghai shutdown. In Q3, you had fears that, okay, well, what happened with deliveries? All of a sudden, we delivered less vehicles than we produced, and that usually doesn't happen. Of course, Tesla ended up suggesting that these were delivery, freight-style issues. They don't have enough trains. They don't have enough trucks. Remember, that was a big deal. So you have actually not had a period where Tesla's really caught a break. Now, obviously, you're dealing with the culmination of all of the Twitter FUD. Every time there's a problem at Twitter, we think Elon Musk is going to run for the doors again, start selling more stock because he's got to fund losses over at Twitter. Certainly doesn't help that Apple pulled out, and then he met with Tim Cook, and now it sounds like they're going to raise prices for Twitter Blue to further subsidize the Twitter Blue advertising and the check marks. We've had a lot of drama with the check marks. Now, maybe we're going to get different colored check marks, maybe not. Now notifications are popping up on people's screens suggesting, oh, this person might be notable or not. We really have no idea, even though they were verified at one point by Twitter. All that is being cast to shame. Twitter Files debacle is crazy, leading people to think there are still more Jim Bakers sitting inside of Twitter that need to be fired, and they're just going to lead to more problems for ultimately Elon Musk having to sell more stock. So you've got some incredible, unfortunate chains of events that have really held Tesla back. Not only do you have macro going against it, Twitter going against it, the Shanghai shutdowns, fears of more shutdowns as we've had COVID explosion, but then you got Twitter. Now you got this talk about maybe Elon Musk not being the CEO. Tesla just needs, in my opinion, this is just my take. This is not financial advice. Look, I'm a licensed financial advisor. I run an ETF. I run educational courses and try to provide as much value as possible. Does that mean I can look into a crystal ball and say exactly what's going to happen, when it's going to happen? No, of course not. Be really rich off options if that were the case. I wouldn't be making videos every single day, all day long, trying to grind to help provide value. Because remember, when you provide value, you can do more things. That's always my belief. You put the energy out in the universe, ignore the envy, don't get caught in the swamp of envy. You just keep putting one foot in front of the other. In the long term, you'll succeed. But ask yourself, how many quarters has Tesla recently actually had unimpaired of garbage, bad news? The reality is 0. It's just been bad news. It's only been bad news. But then when you actually look at the fundamentals, you're like, has the growth story really been impaired by any of these? Are we potentially not going to ramp Giga Berlin and Giga Austin at all? Are the 4680s not going to happen? Are the semi-trucks not going to happen? Are the Cybertrucks not going to happen? Hey, those things might take a little bit longer, but they always do. Well, that doesn't mean they're not coming. So, in my opinion, we stand at an opportunity or at a moment right now where you can ask yourself, do you let all of the nonsense that I mentioned in Warren Buffett's example, baseballs being thrown at you with low prices for Tesla, 170, 175, tell you that you've made a failed fundamental decision? Or do you pick up those balls and say, you know what, I'm going to buy some of these. I'm going to increase my quantity of this company because I expect, and I don't need the money maybe within the next 2 to 5 years, right? That might be what you're saying to yourself. And you're in a position where you say, you know what, this is a great opportunity to increase my quantity and build a position in a company that's probably going to have the most pricing power coming out of this recession. I want you to ask yourself this, and this is what we're going to end the video on. What do you think is going to happen when interest rates for cars plummet? And all of a sudden, Tesla has all of their factories ramped. Imagine this. Shanghai ramped, Berlin ramped, Austin ramped, Fremont at capacity. All the facilities cranking. Nevada cranking its batteries. New York, solar roofs, everything cranking. And then all of a sudden interest rates plummet because the Fed realizes they overdid it. What do you think EPS is going to look like? And then combine that with the fact, or the likely possibility, I shouldn't say fact, the likely possibility that this Twitter overhang is gone. I'll leave the result to your imagination. Good luck, everybody. We'll see you at the New York Stock Exchange. Remember, coupon code PP expires on Friday. And keep going. Never let the swamp hold you down.